Ignites are designed to bring the community together. But once you're there, how do you meet people? Alexis Bauer takes us through how to work a room and meet everyone in the crowd. Enjoy!
Ignite is an ongoing series of speedy presentations. They've ranged from building multi-person pogo sticks to hacking chocolate. Any topic the geeks hold dear. Each speaker gets only 5 minutes and 20 slides that auto-advance every 15 seconds. The talk you're about to hear was recorded live at one of the featured Ignite events around the world.
Okay, so this is my first PowerPoint I just want to share. And I'm here to share about how to work a crowd and become the social genius you've always wanted to be. And it takes about 3 months of practice, and it's very cold and calculating. It's about as cold and calculating as planting a garden. You are going to sow seeds of conversation the same way that you sow seeds of plants you want to eat. And what is a seed of conversation? The seed of a conversation is a shared common interest. And you can find these anywhere. And it can't be hard because this is what she basically does for a living. So you're gonna enter a room or whatever, you're gonna look at interesting things and catalog them away, and you're gonna smile a lot. And then when you get to the crowd scene, you're gonna see where people are pooling up. And you're gonna go insert yourself into these little clusters, either by the beer, by the door, wherever the cool spot is. And you're going to kind of comment on the interesting things that you've already thought of. And the thing about commenting is you comment to who? Just a bystander. But don't be afraid, because a bystander is just another word for a friend you don't know yet. And so you say your little remark, and then you excuse yourself and you go start another one of these little points. And the reason that you do this is because everybody in the room is just as nervous as you are, and nobody wants to talk to a stranger, they want to talk to a friend. So the first time you're talking to them, you're some unknown person, but the second time you're a friendly person, which is much better for conversation. So be the leader. Go around the room and start these little seeds of conversation, and you will control your social fate. So, and you start the comments, of course, by just doing open-ended things like, talking about the light fixtures are pretty cool, or even just kind of talking to yourself. Because people can relate, And the thing about people relating is then they start talking about themselves. They start sharing their experience. And the basic truth is everybody likes to talk about themselves. So you get it started, and then your job is to keep them talking about something you find interesting. Because if you find them interesting, then curiously enough, they perceive you as being an interesting person. It's a fun little trick. So you kind of guide them with, using your body language and your facial expressions to say more and more interesting things. And, you watch your shoulders, keep them back, exude confidence. You can practice this if you want to in the mirror at home, and it's a handy skill. Watch your chin, keep your chin down, because, if it goes up, you can appear hostile. And then always use eye contact a lot. Look at this guy, beaming with radiance. So you want to use your eyes to really emote. You're laughing first with your eyes. You're curious with your eyebrows. You're externalizing your internal processes, otherwise known as sharing. So make sure you keep it real, too, because people can always tell when you're faking interest. And if you're faking interest, then you haven't done your job keeping them on interesting topics. And you need to practice keeping people on interesting topics. And so a good place to go is to a local coffee shop where you'll be dealing with professionals. These people start conversation all day long, and you're going to watch their style, and you're going to imitate what they do, and you can practice different introductions with them because they're ready to go. Or a bar. Bars are good, too. And anyway, the point of practice is that you're going to work through your flub-ups, because it's guaranteed you're going to flub up. And you need to learn to use your embarrassment as a bonding tool, because empathy is really strong. Connection. So work on your technique. Do grocery store checkout lines. That's another really good place to do it. And try and get flow started. And once you've bopped around the crowd and sown all these little seeds, then you can just settle into one and open up that dam of conversation. And so you and this person now are chatting away, and invariably somebody that you were already talking to is going to wander by. But now you're no longer a stranger, you're a friend, right? Because you already had a comment. So you just turn to them and state whatever you're talking about with the first person, like, hey, you know, the beaches in Cancun are awesome. You know, have you ever been? And they are excited to have a landing spot, and they'll start talking to you about the time their sister went and got sunburned. So then that's when you start to really emulate the butterfly, because your job is with your eyes to move from the new person to the old person to the new person so that everybody feels attended to and welcome, and they will start talking to each other. Then you've created this pool of socialness that, you know, makes it cool. So to wrap things up, these are some things to remember, you know, and I ran out of time to say them all, but you're probably empathizing with me right now, so I win.
Thank you.